The yellow paint on school buses across the country has been an uphill task. For the schools to beat the deadline come the 31st of March, various concerns have been made right from the amount of money needed to the paint the school buses to the 6 to 6 operational time. Stella Swani had a sit down with some school heads following the Traffic Amendment Act that was passed by Parliament in 2016 and compiled the following report.
We will not accept excuses on this issue because we are already too late since the law was enacted.
It is a move that is being worked on in most schools despite the high cost. And just to be on the right side, the school buses have to be repainted yellow.
Hii ni directive ambao ilikuwa imechelewa tuseme kiasi, lakini sasa itaonekana nchi mzima tutakuwa na kala zote za buses na itakuwa shule zote za serikali na zile zingine za private zote shule zote sasa itakuwa kala moja.
The cost of a 62-seater will cost between 100,000 to 150,000, while a 14-seater will cost between 40,000 to 50,000 Kenyan shillings.
You know, as schools, we love to look at our finances. The government definitely pays some amount on terms of local transport and the travel, and we can be able to look at that aspect of the voted and be able to comply with what is there.
It will take a bit of time, but we are praying that the period is extended a bit because of the state of the economy. Right now, things are very tough, and so we are stretched. But comply, we have to comply.
The Traffic Amendment Act has a lot covered in it. The Act states that the institution names written in black and that the vehicles have all prescribed signage. The law further proposes that a vehicle meant to ferry children to any school or non-school related activities shall be fixed with safety belts. It further goes ahead and says speed limits for the school vehicles will be fixed at 50 kilometers per hour. The immediate former Education Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i also restricted the movement of school transport to between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. and ordered the police to ensure the directive is fully upheld.
Supposing you are stuck in traffic from 5 to 8, which happens quite often, that one will be difficult. So they will have to look at practical ways of making sure that that rule works.
I mean, you see, for most activities, of school, it's usually during the daytime. Yeah. So 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. then I think is okay, especially when we have to do the normal travels. And I think it is for the safety of the child.
While several institutions have already adapted the changes, a majority of public schools are yet to do so.
Now, for us as a school, we had planned to paint our buses over half term, which is in about a week's time, so that when the students are away at home, then we can be able to do that task. Within 5 to 6 days, we should have both vehicles done. I know for a bus, it takes about 4 to 5 days if a good job has to be done.
And the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, has also recommended that school bus drivers should also successfully complete a written or oral test covering driver duties, bus operating procedures, traffic and school bus regulations, road emergency and crash-related procedures such as first aid. The directive by the immediate former CS borrows from institutions in the United States and Canada that have their school buses and vans painted yellow. a directive that was issued by the former Education Cabinet Secretary, Dr. Fred Matiang'i, that all school buses need to be painted yellow, has actually received overwhelming support from school heads, as some of the schools have already complied, while others are in the rush hour to beat the deadline by end of next month. Stella Aswani, Ebru TV, at Jamhuri High School, Nairobi.
Thank you very much, Stella Aswani, for that comprehensive report on the progress of the Face of Colour.